Once upon a time, in the village of Umudiji, the maidens of Umudiji was known for their beauty. Among these maidens was a lady called Nancy. She was different from other maidens. Her beauty was not in her appearance but in her actions. Nancy would help the elderly, tend for the sick, and share her harvest with the people in need. Her deeds made her beloved by many. But the maidens of Umudiji sparked jealousy among themselves. One day, while Nancy was helping an elderly woman in the stream, she met Adewale. Adewale was a young, handsome man from a neighboring village. He had heard tales of the beautiful maidens of Umudiji, but had never found anyone who captured his heart. That changed when he met Nancy. He saw beyond her physical appearance and fell in love with her kindness and inner beauty. Adewale was struck by her genuine smile and warmth of her eyes. She was drawn to her, not because of her looks, but because of the light that seemed to radiate from her soul. Adewale and Nancy began to spend more time together, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. They would meet by the river, where Adewale would listen to Nancy's story about her village and her dreams for the future. One evening, Adewale took Nancy's hand, looked into her eyes, confessed his love for her, and asked her to be his wife. Overwhelmed with joy, Nancy accepted. They sealed their promise with a kiss and their hearts. The news of Nancy and Adewale's engagement spread quickly through the village. While many were happy for the couple, the maidens of Umudiji were furious. How could Nancy, with her plain looks, win the heart of such a handsome and rich man? Their jealousy festered, turning into a burning rage. They could not stand the thought of someone like Nancy finding happiness and love before them. Ijeoma, the leader of the maidens, was particularly enraged. She had always prided herself on her beauty and charm, believing that she would be the first among the maidens to find a worthy husband. The thought of Nancy, with her unconventional looks, being chosen over her was a blow to her pride. Ijeoma decided that something had to be done to stop Nancy's wedding. She gathered the other maidens and shared her plans with them. "We cannot let Nancy marry Adewale," Ijeoma declared. "She does not deserve such happiness. We must make sure that this wedding does not happen." The other maidens nodded in agreement. Their faces twisted with jealousy and anger. They began to plot, devising a plan to sabotage Nancy's wedding and ruin her happiness. Who is Nancy, this scary face of a teen, to get married before us, the beautiful maidens of Umudiji? Tia, she is nothing compared to us, said Amara, a maiden known for her striking beauty and sharp tongue. How dare she think she can be happy while we are still waiting for our suitors? We must do something to stop this wedding. The other maidens murmured in agreement. Ijeoma smiled, her eyes gleaming with malice. "I have a plan," she said. "We will pretend to befriend Nancy. We will offer to be her bridesmaid. And she, being the kind-hearted fool, will accept us without a second thought. Then, on the day of the wedding, we will make our move." The other maidens leaned in, eager to hear the details of Ijeoma's plan. She outlined a scheme so devious and cruel that it made their blood run cold. Yet, driven by their jealousy and spite, they agreed to go along with it. They would act as though they were supporting Nancy, all the while plotting her downfall. Over the next few days, the maidens put their plans into action. They approached Nancy with a smile and sweet words. asking to be part of her special day. Nancy, ever trusting and kind-hearted, was touched by their apparent support and eagerly accepted their offer. She was grateful for their help and believed that they had truly come to appreciate her for who she was. The maidens began to spend more time with Nancy, helping her for the wedding. They accompanied her to the tailor for her dress fittings. All the while, they maintained their facade of friendship. Nancy was overjoyed. She had always felt somewhat isolated from the other maidens due to their differences, unaware that the maidens were secretly plotting her destruction. Each day, her excitement for the wedding grew, and she looked forward to the future she would share with Adewale. Meanwhile, the maidens met in secret to refine their plan. Ijeoma procured a deadly herb from a traveling merchant. The maidens rehearsed their role, practicing their expression of shock and grief